Congress is preparing for a new battle after handing President Trump the first congressional defeat of his presidency. The Republican-led Senate overrode Mr. Trump's veto of a massive defense spending bill on Friday. A similar measure passed in the Democrat-led House this week. Meantime, President Trump and President-elect Biden are planning visits to Georgia on Monday ahead of that state's two crucial Senate runoff elections on Tuesday. Those results will determine which party controls the Senate for the next 2 years. Congress is set to certify Mr. Biden's Electoral College win this week, but some Republicans are planning to challenge it. For more on all these developments in what stands to be anything but a quiet first week of 2021 in Washington, we're joined by Bob Cusack, editor-in-chief of The Hill. Bob, good morning to you. Let me start with Georgia. With control of the Senate at stake on Tuesday, what are you hearing?
Well, what I'm hearing is Republicans are very nervous. They are the favorites, or should be the favorites, in this race if you look at the history of statewide races in Georgia, though the state has been changing. But overall, Democrats have a money advantage. They're not divided like Republicans on various issues like election fraud and the stimulus check. So, if you look at the polls, if you believe the polls, this is a jump ball. So this is 50-50. And the races are probably going to go one way or the other because people who are voting are going to vote one way or the other. They're not going to split their ticket.
How much of an impact do you think the president calling these things the race illegal, and then, of course, he's going to be there campaigning on Monday, will have on those two candidates?
Oh, I think it's significant. And should Republicans lose, there's going to be a lot of second guessing and a lot of fingers going to be pointing at the president, because that doesn't help turnout in the state when you're seeing the governor and the president, Republican governor and the president, at odds with one another, and then questions about whether the election is going to be valid. That hurts turnout, and that hurts Republicans.
There's also the issue of the Senate blocking that $2,000 stimulus check as well. Is there an impact from that we might see?
Significant, I think. John Ossoff, who is facing off against David Perdue, really seized on the $600 check, saying it was pathetic. So this is the key issue going into the election, and that's why Republicans are nervous, and that's why some Republicans just wanted to pass the $2,000 check just to get the issue off the table, including former Speaker Newt Gingrich from Georgia. So there are troubling signs here for Republicans, but remember, the history does favor the GOP in the state.
Bob, Congress is set to begin the process of certifying Joe Biden's win on Wednesday. Senator Hawley of Missouri is the first and most prominent to indicate that he's going to take issue with that. Other Republicans, it appears, will as well. How long does this process, do you think, take?
Jeff, takes a really long time. I mean, this is going to be at least 1 2-hour debate on the challenge of one state. It could be more than that because more states could be challenged. So Mo Brooks, who's a Republican from Alabama, who's been spearheading this effort in the House, says expect a very long day. And there could be turbulence because there'll be rallies. Trump supporters are going to be in town. Could be some violence.
We're seeing here, with the few weeks left that the president has in office, a very complicated relationship with those who at one point were very supportive and now not necessarily backing some of what the president is calling for. How do you think that changes the relationship with those Republicans moving forward in the relationship within that party?
Well, listen, when I talk to some Republicans privately, I mean, they want to move on. They want to move on from President Trump and look to the future. But they can't because Trump is still the leader of the party. He may run, if he's healthy, I think he does run in 2024. And he's going to be active in primaries and elections. So Trump and the Republican Party are married for now.
Do not go silent into that good night, I guess. Bob Cusack, thank you very much.